Okay, it's working this time.
It will take time to come to terms with everything that happened in the Dominion. But time is the one thing we always seem to lack.
Oh, about the other day, I've never said it here in front of no one, not even my mother, and you won't soon catch me doing the like again. So if you please, your lordship, we can both forget about the whole damn thing. The Sid I chose to follow all them years ago is gone, and there ain't no digging him back from the depths of whatever hell he talked his way into. But this legacy that lives on in you, everyone here at the hideaway, sure as sky is blue, at least I think it's still blue. As long as it is, I'll be here where you can count on me. Kinda thought I wrote down. I must trust you and your party gained dominion without further event. Should your travels ever bring you back to the markets and put you in need of additional assistance, you'll find the Crimson Caravans more than happy to oblige. We might even offer a discount on our usual rates. Reports from our brothers and sisters afield are all the same. These accursed skies cast not only a pall over the land but over the hearts of our people. Hearts already heavy from the fall of the Dominion and the destruction of the Storm's final mother crystal. For now the realm endures, but as each new flood do her remaining children descend further into madness. The situation is as dire as ever dire. Fresh swings shall find you on the new moon's turning. Until then, our watch continues. May the crystal's curse be broken. Quite the mess. Word out of Twinsdale is that there's little left of the capital left of the mad Prince Royal's tantrum. But what you and yours did you manage an escape before the city went tits up? I trust you did, but Stola might be good to set Elle's mind at ease. What do I got here now? Got that. Martel apples. That cup. Pretty sure I read that. We're actually undamaged in the attack on the old hideaway. Otto held onto the featureless clay. Held onto the featureless clay cup to remind him of his lost friend, but given it to Clyde, knowing that Sid would have wanted the proud bearer of his legacy to have it. Again, I thought I read down. New sword.
What's that for you, dear?
Ooh, burn bright.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Can't. Is there any other? Nope. What about this? Stained loincloth. Marble flower. Maybe I should have checked over here first.
For not leaving me in the Dominion. If you hadn't come back, I might still be stuck there. I told Nan we flew back on the Phoenix, but she walloped me for telling fibs. Can you tell her it was the truth, Clive?
Quit with your lies. That didn't happen. Next thing you know, tales of defeating Bahamas. Great battle with Ifrid and Phoenix.
Still alive,
Oh, lies.
are ya? Going purse weighing you down? You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that.
What is this? Pawn KO to make your stores all HP. Fills, limit gauge, increase attack power by 10% and defense by 30%. Buy it.
You're rubbing me blind, you know. Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Come again. Or don't. Clive.
What disguise? What? Come on. I hope you're not expecting me to explain disguise. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say it were the end of the world.
The whole realm's in chaos.
I've had orders cancelled on me left and right. And that's from the few associates I haven't lost
As
contact
the old
with.
saying goes.
There's opportunity and adversity. The market for usurp steel is more bullish than ever. I'll find a way to keep this place fed and watered. Don't worry. I won't let our little family go hungry. Whatever the weather.
Take care.
Hey, you got something to say.
Welcome back, Sid.
I already did that.
Don't be a stranger, Sid. It seems the hideaway has lost its appetite.
Sid! Look what the curse breakers brought back from Dalmechia. Said they were all the rage in Dalamil. Looks sort of funny if you ask me.
I'll be damned.
Have you had one before?
Something smells good. What are we having?
Bombs! And they are good. You should try one.
Smash it. Memories of an old time.
Eh? The bloody great hole in it. Who ate the rest?
It's supposed to be hollow, silly. Haven't you ever seen Drake's Fang?
Ivan's newest dish is a masterpiece. Once you get over the urge to gag, that is.
Battle cries of dread one die, in ruin lies less. As shrinks the glim, so spirit still, unanswered call, oppressed.
passing. Will there be thunder?
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. You wish to study the tomes?
Ultima. Maybe at some point.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects of ether than most other beasts? Some say that's one of the reasons they were tamed for use as mounts and sumpters, so that an ether flood wouldn't mean instant death for their riders or drivers. Me, I reckon they built it up over generations. Too many foolish traders driving their birds into floods, and only the toughest surviving.
Yeah, that or either they were the ones carrying a crystal.
Seems the hideaway is lost.
Okay, I got those. That. It's up there. Go check the board.
Will we ever see the sun again?
It's over there.
There's barely been a shipment in since the skies started boiling. A few more days without a visit and we'll have to start eating the blankets.
Yum.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Lucky there's plenty of silk steel. Kaboo! Okay. The tens of clubs merchant to apply to trade across the fields of Cordoba, tell of an outlaw 5 and 20, inside mighty of those who prey upon the escorted travelers. They claim he lives alone in one of the most abandoned villages that's littered the region, but none have been brave enough and foolish enough to narrow their search any further. If you read this and have either or both the qualities of the Lackey's, beg of your aid. The McGrath brothers. A lone rowing boat has been sighted making lands off the coast. Port is all its occupant wearing the garb and speaking the language of the Iron Kingdom Crusaders. One can only assume they come to take their vengeance upon Sid and the outlaw for destroying that which holds most dear. They advise against all travel to the region or to the area, lest they think to kill or capture our members in retaliation. So this runes awakened. Senbresk, the legend tells of a dread dragon who sat near half the realm alight with his torch earth before being sealed away behind a magical mist by the rigger himself. Some sources claim, though, he is long forgotten which parts of the tale are true and which are myth. Recent reports of a giant dragon roar, but even around the woods pass of the Empire, are real. Yep. Wait, how come you two are? I guess it's because I didn't get to read you.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Damn, 1-5 short.
All done?
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
Might as well.
Here you go. always something in there.
Maybe I'll get them after. Let's check on you. Fancy anybody new?
The girls here can have Otto and Gav and Gareth and Cole and all the rest. My heart beats for another. Now, if only Lady Taya would let me into the infirmary to see him.
Ooh, like tree.
I can hardly lift my arms.
Oh,
The
wait,
curses.
you?
You just need some rest. I'll stay here with you. If you'd like, that is.
Wait. Could be the other guy.
The injuries suffered by both your brother and the prince were bad enough. But that wound above Joshua's heart is unlike anything I've ever seen. Were he not a dominant, I fear he would have succumbed to it long ago.
Diary. Today Clive visited the infirmary to have Mitris laceration on his left forearm. I cleaned and stitched the wound and instructed him to rest the arm so that it could heal, but not an hour later he was leaving on another mission. This must be the 100th time he disobeyed my instructions. The next time he comes to me for treatment, I'm tying him to the bed. Are you guys tied to the bed? Okay, I think that's it. Talk to you might unlock the quests.
Otto, how fares the realm? The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fact storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit. And Gav? He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just the messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
You. Okay, give me a history lesson. Trying to do someone from home.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have
Just lucky,
predicted the
I guess.
actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
Ultima.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dhalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
None but us.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Time travel. What are you doing here?
Clive, we have a problem. Only one? That would be a first. It would. Actually, there are three. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Kashik out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains, it fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only two people who can. Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are, Clive.
The messages from Martha, Isabel and Lubor weren't long. But what they lacked in detail, they more than made up for in urgency. Our friends need your help.
What do you got?
Clive! Anything catch your eye?
We fight the flames of war down the rabbit
Seen
hole.
enough?
Okay.
I pity those in the villages.
And it's just good. Local map. I still think it's gotta be something. What? You're still... Okay, I'm curious. Okay. Be nice if this was accessible. I wanna see. There's nobody guarding it. Just can't open it. Fine. Still think there's gotta be something there. You know what? Let's go to overall.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
Sid! Your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried? Ah, you haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago. Any idea where they went? The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Prioritize.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
Kill 'em both.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
I have a solution. Hire me, and I'll slaughter them.
Victor.
Victor Crumb.
What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
I hate that art because
Cosness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Cosness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Haven't we had enough fighting?
I know
No.
I bloody well have. The next time those two go for each other's throats.
So, you see my predicament? What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight. My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
murder them.
Well, if it were my namesake. He'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
I'll go murder the bandits.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
Okay, let's go murder the bandits.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city guard. With you as captain.
Me? I don't know about that.
Buying more supplies? We might as well scatter seeds near a rat's nest. They're the problem, and only steel will solve it.
But the said a rat's nest grows, and you can eat the rats.
Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamul's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
Next thing you know, Natalie'd be offering the bandits bed and board.
Hold on! I'll have my branded heal your hurts.
If you're wondering why Dalamil's in such a sorry state, you can blame the bandits. Them and the mercenaries who are guarding the gates. Though I can hardly fault them for running. Fighting would have meant death. Did for more than a few.
I still want to go kill them.
My shop? Why would anyone do such a thing?
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy some.
All this after the last sellswords we
You're allowed
paid
to
for
keep it.
proved themselves such reliable souls. You never throw good gil after bad.
Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill.
Call me
At your
Bilbo.
service.
Underhill.
Oh no, was that Frodo?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Can I go kill the bandits now?
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
It appears I
There's
have
truly
no
no
choice
chance
but
for us to
do
restock
what
our
little
supplies.
I can to defend what little we have.
That's it then. We shall have to do this the hard way.
We need a plan.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalamil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalamil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Alright. This the best stop in Dalamil, visit the final string. Do that now.
The womenfolk have come to welcome us.
I'll
Keep
take
laying
that
up.
one.
He's all yours.
This way. They mean to overwhelm us. This way.
A little tougher than I suspected.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalamil.
We all saved Dalamil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Most good. Most good.
So, where did you learn to swing a sword like that?
In a desert full of ne'er-do-wells, a woman has to learn to look after herself.
Okay. Tempted to run up. I wish I could. What I'm gonna do it.
It has long been my habit to keep a watchful eye on the comings and goings around Dalimil. I shall continue to do so, that our people might be warned of any further attacks. I pray that you continue to play your part too, not of outlaw, but of hero to the hopeless.
Dalimil will forever be in your debt. But don't go trying to take advantage of that.
We're on the receiving end of some quality crime.
Now, if I could only convince the people of Costness to work together.
You fought very bravely.
Careful.
Salamander. Wait, next one. Oh, just you. Hey, that guy's gone. Okay.
All right. No holding back.
Caretaker. Get.
This won't be easy. That'll do, girl.
Tim Gill.
Over here! Get him! Sick him! Attack! Sick him! Get him!
Hardly flawless, but at least we won.
could have swore there'd been a battle here. Maybe later. Oh well.
The Akashic attacked us out of the blue, and there's no telling when they might be back. You best keep that sword handy, Sid.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Torgal,
All our bets are taken.
finish him.
That'll feel good, boy.
Don't worry, Torgal's a healer. Only take like 1,000 heals.
Martha, it's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said he'd been attacked by Akashic. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered. What do you think,
Could
Clive?
do a little more variety in the
We
background
join the
music.
fight.
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is fiercest. Let the men know you've come to help. Something tells me they'll be pleased to see you.
We're on our way.
If they ain't clawing at the gates, they're climbing up the cliffs near the lift. The lads are doing what they can to keep them out, but unlike the Akashic, they need sleep.
Is that it?
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
No. I doubt you have much to add.
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first. Over here! This
Look what you're fighting.
Over here!
Oh yeah, forgot about that charge attack. Charge down.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
if you've come to rob this place.
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
How do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
Uh-huh.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akashic snapping at their heels! And they got wounded with them! They're not gonna make it!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight, send them to the lift.
I will. You two be safe now. The lift can only carry a few at a time. If those Akashic get as far as the cliff, Wade's men will have nowhere to run.
It looked like the Guardians were going as quick as they could, but without any injured. They might make it to the cliff. Or they might not.
They were too fast. Or maybe I was too slow.
Stop that.
Okay, where am I going? Buy me one
Anything
potion.
catch your eye? Thanks very much. That all, is it?
Mad dogs. The lot of them.
Familiar sight.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's.
Wedge.
But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
Sir Wade.
Lord Rosfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Cute.
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty.
Said duty. Can get your little tail. Fine, fuck off. Let's lock on again. Fine. Oh crap. Pay attention to my health. Oh, so close.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. It's just a pity I keep walking into them.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade. Like any shield worthy of the name.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick to be a hearth.
A second horde.
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make for Eastpool. You'll need to move the injured without us.
Don't you worry about
Eastpool.
them.
Way over there?
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow. Good luck.
I think it was the right one. Oh no. I am thinking of that other. Maybe the West Pool? Or maybe the tower.
The Akashic attacked us out of the blue. And there's no telling when they might be back. Best keep that sword handy, Sid.
But all our beds are taken.
Excuses. Go replenish my one potion.
Anything catch your eye? At all, is it?
Excellent. Can I? Never felt a need to.
How do?
How do we do?
There you go.
No way.
The Akashic attacked us out of the blue. And there's no telling when they might be back. You'd best keep that sword handy, Sid.
They'll be back when I walk over there.
Fiends try to climb the walls here, too.
Boom. Boom.
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Oops. This one.
Garuda, silent stone!
This one. Chocobos.